What's up, guys? It's your boy Phil Shocker. Then I Six Edge out here. I actually was already trying to record this video for you, but then I realized I need to make sure I have the thing at the end there for it, so I did mess up a little bit. So we're just gonna speed through this one, and then we'll go over the other ones. But this is for the VBL draft recap. You guys remembered I did do an analysis, but I never uploaded anything for week 1 or week 2 or anything like that. I did state in my update video that I was gonna most likely do the videos that I had already had planned to record and all that. I was going to go ahead and do like a draft recap of the whole thing and probably show off the replays and everything like that, which I am planning to do here for you guys. I will also be doing those for RGBL as well, and I think that's the only other league I was planning to upload and I didn't do it, so yeah. But if you guys are excited for this amazing movie of recaps, definitely leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new. Join the Push Shocker crew today because you'll be feeling weekend through. Just to remind you what my draft was, I had Zygarde 50%, Raikou, Alamola, Florges, Decidueye, Armaldo, Mega Aggron, Victini, Scolipede, Sharpedo, and Girder. So I was actually voted as the #1 ranked player in the post in the no, pre-power rankings or I think it's pre-power rankings before the season even began. I was ranked #1 by both Pieman and Cameruption. They actually said that my team was probably the best draft team they've ever seen, and that gave me some big motivation knowing that I had a good team going into the playoffs since I was the underdog last season, if you all remember that. So we're again just gonna go ahead and just play this battle out. I'm not gonna talk too much, but I will make some things. Right here, this was a big crucial miss right here because I actually straight up died to that. And I actually would have lost my Scolipede, and my Scolipede would not have been able to do as much work as you're about to see it do, my Scolipede. My Robin Hood, but it wasn't the worst thing. Robin Hood would, not super necessary for this matchup, but it did some things right here. But it put in the work, getting 2 kills early on in the match, so really good there. If I got crit, that would have been 3, and I pretty much would have almost done a sweep, potentially. But yeah, in comes the Psychic, into the Focus Blast, which I think was necessary. The only way necessary to kill that thing. In comes the Tapu Koko. I'm going to go for Blue Flare, and obviously I go for the tip, and then he's going to go for... She's going to go for that. I go for Psychic. Get my second kill with my Victini. In comes the Venusaur. I am just going to chip this thing with a Psychic, and she actually just goes ahead for the Earthquake there. In comes the Poison Jab. She actually clicks Curse, which I don't know if it's a misplay or not on her end. I think she was trying to see if she could live it, but she wasn't going to regardless, and we win the game. We win week 1 with Scolipede. So really good stuff there, man. Really, really good stuff there. So onwards to week 2. This was against our rival and our semifinalist opponent, Cameruption. Not Cameruption. Pieman. And this matchup, I'm not gonna lie, was kind of stupid. So he's gonna lead off here with Lopunny. Oh, hold on. I forgot to turn the music off. So he was fake out Lopunny, which was very surprised. I actually went for Be Creative. I believe I was choice Scarf Victini for this matchup. As in comes the Dragon Pulse, which I was a little surprised I see the Life Orb, but she goes for the Roost here. So I click Wish, and I leave Protect, or, okay, I don't. I go into my Aggron here. I Mega Evolve into Mystical Fires, and it chunks me down. And I go for the Heavy Slam, which is just short of the KO. I go for the Heavy Slam on the Skarmory. Skarmory is not going to be able to knock me out, as he's going to click for Body Press just to go for the KO, which is smart on his end. I drop in my Victini, and in comes the Latios. I should have clicked something else, but I go V-Create, this drops. In comes Sneasel. I go straight to my Sharpedo. He goes Low Kick. I did not get my Speed Boost. I should have gotten my Speed Boost. I don't know why I didn't. But in comes the Poison Jab, as I was predicting this. And he's just going to click Iron Defense. And basically just go to +6. And in theory, I can't win this game now. So basically, I decide that he was literally just Iron Defense, Body Pressing, and all that. So he basically was just stalling me at the end there. He already had won the game. I don't know why he dragged it out to preserve differential. And I really didn't get any luck in my turns here, so I'm just going to skip this, because I'm not going to just play hacks and just do that. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead, go on to week 3, I'm pretty sure this is. Week 3, or week 4, it's one of these. So I think I got a forfeit win. I couldn't find the one replay, though, that I might have been missing one. But I don't think it was what it was. So, in this matchup here, I had to face my boy, Mr. Fish, which was scary. I had my girl Petals this week, making her debut, mostly because it was Scarf to actually max speed with the Dracovish, and As you can see here, I am going to get paralyzed because Kangaskhan is stupid. In comes the Drain Punch, which is gonna do nothing to me. I get paralyzed, and in comes the Slowbro. I go for Toxic here. I click Protect here. It is somewhat Toxic Protect. He's Iron Defense Body Press on his stupid thing. I go into my Raikou, which probably wasn't the smartest play in the world, but it was something. I go for a Volt Switch, I believe, or no, I go for Sub here. And I just go for the Fat Thunderbolt here. As you guys can click the Foul Play, not break my Sub. I am going to go for another Thunderbolt here. I should have gone for the Calm Eyes, okay. He's going to go for the E-Turn, which breaks my Sub into Hitmontop here. I actually had to find some use for his left, and he brings in the Technician. I go Moonblast, which I'm still faster, and I knock it out, which is really, really great. In comes Fake Out. There goes my Florges, but now Victini comes in, and Victini not only gets crit, but I go for Thunder, and I don't get the para. So now I'm basically forced to sack my Raikou, which now I'm behind the foot here. But now in comes his Scolipede here. I click Poison Jab, which straight kills him. The crit, I believe, did matter. It might or may not have. No, anyway, he didn't. He clicks Ice Beam. I go for the +2 here, Toxic stalling him up here. I click Swords Dance, really risking it right here, and then Scolipede does not get frozen, and now Scolipede is essentially free to just click Mega Horn, which just makes it thing drop. In comes, I believe, the Kangaskhan, no, the Uxie. I have to click Poison Jab, and somehow Uxie lived that. That was a max. That was a roll, and that sucked. In comes the Ice Punch here. But Zygarde, I go for my +1. I go for the Fake Out. They don't kill me. And then I go for the Outrage. I win the game. He was max defense, so it was a robot. My boy, we win the game here. Scolipede should have gotten a clean 5-0 sweep, but pretty dumb there. But Zygarde picks up the last kill and gets like 3 kills, so really going there. Next is week. Let's see here. That's what it is. So this should be week 5. So we must have skipped week 3 or week 4 at some point, maybe in the season. I don't know. But this is week 5, and we're going against 5-4K. This was a bit of a tough matchup just because Swampert was super annoying versus our draft. So there was that. This is Armalo's debut, I believe. So in comes the Chandelure. I do make the predictable Energy Ball play, but the good news is they revealed that the Shandy was left over, so I was not scared of Shandy. He's going to go for the sub right here. I am just going to click the Calm Mind here, which I think was a big misplay on my part. I should have maybe just gone for the offense right there, because that would have done. We get a crit in its depth, which was really huge there. In comes the Switcheroo, is I'm going to click Shadow Ball and get rid of this Noivern, which actually was a bit of a problem. I actually decided to stay in here and click the Shadow Ball, as Swampert is actually going to go behind the sub here. I click Shadow Ball, as he's going to click Body Press. I don't know what he's doing here. I click Shadow Ball here again, as he clicks Body Press. It's not going to kill me. I just literally am spamming Shadow Ball, and he sacked his Swampert, which was huge. Raikou killed the Swampert. Who would have thought that? Slowking's going to come in, click Sludge Bomb's going to get the KO there, but I'm going to be able to drop in my Victini, click Zen Headbutt, and not kill for some reason, but he goes for the Sludge Bomb here, as in comes Torrent. I'm clicking Zen Headbutt here again. I go into my Decidueye, he clicks Hurricane, my Cobble Berry activates. I'm going to just click Shadow Sneak here to get damage. I do get it off. He goes for the Heat Wave and he misses, so now we're in a position here where I have to go for the prediction. But I go Vileplume, and I go for the V-Create, and I want to say something right quick. That was a very tough 50-50 play. I was either thinking two things. I was thinking either he could switch into the Fire type because he should have before. I click Zen Headbutt. He can live that. He can put me to Spore. He can Strength Sap me. He can do something. So I had to take the very big risky 50-50, and the 50-50 paid off because Zen Headbutt did not kill. V-Create did. In comes Chandelure. I bring in my Decidueye. I go for Shadow Sneak just to break the sub, sacking my Decidueye here, which was completely fine. I go right into my Scolipede here. I click Throat Chop, which actually did not kill. And I'm very surprised that it didn't. But now I go to Marmaldo here. He goes for the Pain Split. I go for the Rock Polish. And now it is time to destroy some things. I go for Stone Edge. Goodbye, Chandelure. Crit did not matter. In comes the GLaDOS Slowking. Go for that Stone Edge. And we are basically... Oh, wait. We missed. He clicks Hurricane. That's going to kill me. But now I go into my Victini, drop that thing in, I click the V-Create, and boom. So Armaldo is showing to be an MVP, and Victini coming in the absolute clutch this week as well. Dude, it's just been so good with this team, dude. I've been learning to use these mons better, and I've been actually enjoying the mons that we're using and all that. So up next, we go against one of the new coaches we had for week 6. I'm pretty sure this is week 6. And again, Armalo came this week, but we were choice banded this time. Our matchup looked relatively scary but decent against his team because his team was just really things like Lando, Solacila, Webbs, Mega Dancy, no, not Mega Dancy, regular Dancy, Mega Medicham, and all that. So I go ahead and lead this match off with my Armaldo. It matches up perfectly against everything else. I go for a Stone Edge right here, and I crit turn 1. Now I will say I did 2 AKO. I did 2 OK 2 it. I can't speak. I did 2 hit KO Landorus with it still, and unless he wanted to cycle, I could still kill, and not he just either clicks knockoff or he clicks U-turn or Earthquake or Stealth Rocks, and then he goes. But now it's Zoidberg here, which we actually changed the name from the Clamps to Zoidberg. Also, my mic sounds muffled because my cat is stepping right in front of me. At -1, because I'm a choice band, I still kill this thing. So if I connect, I kill it. I do connect, and there's no sticky webs. There's no rocks. This Armaldo is just going to do the goddamn thing. In comes the Celesteela. As much as I should have made the prediction and just went for the Thunder Punch, I think I had, or Thunder Punch. What was it? I had Fire Punch. So I click Fire Punch here, and as my cat does it again, in comes my Raikou. And right now, I am looking to just click Volt Switch here, which I was specs with. So I Volt Switch, drop in my Decidueye, go for a nasty plot right here. I go for the Shadow Ball. Not going to kill. He goes for the Air Slash, does not kill me. I go Shadow Ball, drop this thing. In comes Medicham here. I actually reveal Shadow Sneak with my set to really chip this thing down. But now I drop in my Raikou, and I am going to just click Volt Switch here again. Drop in my Mega Aggron. I am just going to go ahead and click Heavy Slam here. And I'm going to click Heavy Slam again, as he's going to Healing Wish into the Mega Medicham, which was a very smart play on his end. I click Protect, as he was going to go for the high jump kick. He does reveal Fake Out, which was a really good play. I had to go for the second Protect there, but unfortunately I did not. In comes my Raikou here. I get to click Thunderbolt, and Thunderbolt Para into a freaking Para, which was I was really felt bad for. Also, that was a roll too. I actually had to roll to kill that thing, and I got I think low to mid roll, which actually just barely knocked out of range. But now I basically win my Raikou. Raikou can just win this game now, and we basically sealed the game here with Raikou. Raikou putting in a good work, but freaking Armaldo was the MVP of this game. Really good stuff there. But up next we have week 7. So I guess besides weeks 3 or 4, depending on whichever one it was, we got a forfeit win there. And for week 8, we were supposed to face Jimmy, but we got a forfeit win because he was inactive. So basically, at this point in time, I had to beat Huff to clinch playoffs because Jimmy had a rain team. So there was that. So in this matchup, Huff's team was very scary to prep for. I had no idea what I was going to do against this team. So I'm going to go for this. I go for Earthquake. He actually reveals to be Shook Up Area there. He goes for the Blair Bits. It's not going to kill me. I click Earthquake, claim the first KO of the matchup, and get rid of something that's very frightening, which is Emboar. In comes the Shark. He's going to go for Earthquake here. I am going to go into Maimon and click Earthquake. He actually reveals to be Choice Banded on his Garchomp, which actually really messes up my team. Because now I have to go by the Shadow Sneak. Also, shoutouts to Huff, who actually made sure I spelled Ogre right, which was thank you for that, Huff. I really, really appreciate it. So he clicks Avalanche here. I go into Lycanroc. I click Trick Room as he clicks Accelerate, activating my weakness policy. And for some reason, I did not click the right button. And I didn't pay attention to the count. Because I actually went for the blue flare there, I killed. If I went for Thunder, I killed. So now, I unfortunately have to go into my Zukio here, sack, basically, in order to get the technical passive kill for this. So now here comes Avalok. I go right back to my Victini, he clicks this. I have to click Thunder here, as I do make the prediction to click Thunder. And as you can see, if I have my weakness policy, I would have killed, but now he's in the range right there. I click Thunder here again for free. Oh no, I clicked Dazzling Limb because predicting the switch out there. Thunder would still not have killed, depending on the damage right there. But now I bring in my Scolipede. Scolipede is going to click, as he clicks Sleep Talk. I look at my set. I can get the kill here with Mega Horn, but I could also just chip him down. I got really lucky on the rest turns right there, as you can see. As I'm going to click Mega Horn, I have to click it again. Scolipede claims another KO right here. In comes the Avalok. I have to go to +6 to basically make sure I don't get killed by Avalanche. But then we're at the point where I have to get either a crit or I have to get a flinch in order to win this game. I go for this. I get the flinch, and Scolipede gets to go for the poison jab, and my god, that was scary. Poison jab with the range it was at was actually enough to kill. I do that. I have to click Mega Horn, and freaking Scolipede is so well trained. And man, Scolipede was an absolute monster this matchup. I think we used Scolipede super well in this game, and it's just so awesome. So now we're into playoffs essentially, going against Real, and Real's team was a nightmare to prep for. And I make a very big, costly mistake in this game, and I'm going to kind of go over a little bit of it as well. I kick it off with Victini. I should not have. He goes for the head smash onto my conch, so which is basically my girder here. I bring in my Raikou. I made really big misplays here with my Raikou, as I'm going to basically almost reveal my set. He misses a Toxic, which is really huge. I click Scald here. Get rid of this thing. In comes the Chomp. I decided to take the risk, go for the Scald Burn, as he actually goes for the Scale Shot here. And what I should have done here is, knowing he's going to click Earthquake, I probably should have sacked off my Aggron, to be honest with you. But I didn't. I do make the predictable play of Ice Punch, don't get the freeze. I bring in my Aggron, and basically at this point, guys, I am useless with my Aggron. I have to get Body Pressed here. I have to get Body Pressed again, and I have to get the chip damage, and if I don't, then we're in trouble. I don't get it. I have to now basically sack off my Aggron, and Aggron just dies. I then go into my Scolipede, click the Mega Horn button there, get the KO there. In comes the Tyrantrum here. In comes my Victini. I basically have to sack my Victini because my Victini has no way to touch Slowking. So now I basically have to go for the Dragon Dance. I have to go for Coil. I should, in theory, kill this Walrein. And as you can see, Walrein is only going to get the 3 hits on me, which sucks. I go for the Superpower, and I legit do not know how that did not kill. The only way that probably would not have killed if it was max HP, max defense, because the standard Walrein spread I looked at should have just dropped. So he goes for the 1, 2. I somehow live the Icicle Spear. I get a 3,000 arrows here. In comes Slowking. I click 1,000 arrows there. Chip him down. Unfortunately, I'm going to drop. I now have to go into Scolipede. I have to click SD here. As I do, I have to land my hits. In comes the Mega Horn. We knock out these Obstagoon. And I'm going to go ahead and spoil this for you guys right now. I was going to click Earthquake here, because I had Scolipede for that set. Kill this thing. And Inferior's thinking I won the game. But I also could have clicked Mega Horn, because Mega Horn actually had a chance to kill. But he also had a chance to miss with his head smash. So basically, if I go for Mega Horn, I literally have to most likely get the max roll to kill. So I think it's only doing like 102, 103 max percent. So in theory, I have to get a max roll to kill. If I get any other roll, it lives. But if he misses a head smash, I can Earthquake, win the game. I go for the Earthquake, he reveals Shuka, and if he misses, I win. If I don't, he wins. And he's not going to miss, he can still win the game. He's actually going to be the nice guy, and he actually reveals that. But he's also going to be the nice guy here. Let me get the KO there. And I am basically just going to click attacks, and he actually is going to be nice enough to actually just go for the kill, not try to drag this match out, which I do appreciate, which really, really sucked. But yeah, that unfortunately was our season. We did not make a return trip to semifinals. We ended up just making the playoffs, which in my opinion, the fact that we just went from really just clawing our way back last season to dominantly doing so well in the regular season, I think says a whole lot for us there. So definitely a lot to figure out. Oh, I remember that one game we didn't get. The one game that had Rillaboom. I lost the one game, so I went 6-2. I went 6-2, I believe, this season. Because no, wait, I lost to. That was also James. Was that James's team? It might have been James's team potentially. So I know I lost to Pieman. I know I lost to James. Yeah, I think we went 6-2 that regular season. I'm pretty positive we did. Excuse me. Oh my god. But I think we pretty much went 6-2. One of the best. I think we finished second overall in our division, which was really cool. But yeah, that's where our I hate this stupid computer sometimes. That's where our kind of season ends. So let's give you guys a recap of the teams to finish off this movie of a long video for you guys. Worst mon on the team was Alamo and Florges. I did not see good matchups for these things at all. there could have been some matchups like that one with Real that I could have made more work with, but I just didn't see a way I could have won with those two potentially. Sharpedo, I'm not gonna lie, for being tier 4 was a bit of a letdown. I don't think I'm gonna draft it again. It's a one I do have an interest for. I might actually just give it one more chance, but I don't know. I just feel a little disappointed with how I could have used Sharpedo. And fun fact, and this is what I'm gonna tell you guys, I was planning to bring Sharpedo for that matchup, and if I actually had brought Sharpedo for that matchup, I would have won. Now that's not me trying to say that like cocky or anything like that. I straight up would have won, because well, I guess it would have depended on certain ways you looked at it, right? If I was Life Orb, Protect, Crunch, Ice Fang, Liquidation, or then I would have to get rid of Obscune or chip Obscune down to where I can kill with Liquidation at that point. Which, and then I also could have had a backup win con with, like say, Conky gets sacked, we have Scolipede Sharpedo, I win that game then essentially. With the thing, probably Crunch or most likely Liquidation at that point. I win the game. I can beat Slowking 1v1. There's nothing he can do. I would have won that game 1-0 potentially, so I'm really kicking myself because I put Raikou on that team when I probably should not have put Raikou on that team. But Raikou also did look pretty good. But if I had saved my Raikou, I probably wouldn't have been in the position I was in. So, I'll partially blame on myself for that, and it's gonna haunt me a little bit there. But it is what it is. Girder just barely goes over Sharpedo because Girder actually got a kill. That's legitimately the only reason I have it above Sharpedo. Otherwise, it wasn't that good either. Armaldo, as much as I wanted to put him up there, he just barely makes it from the top cut there. But I do think Armaldo was going to be an MVP for the team the whole entire time. Armaldo was an amazing mon. I draft this thing a lot just for a rapid spinner. It's just that one mon I draft, don't ever really use, and then just say, goodbye, see you later. But I used it this time, and I'm so happy that I did. Armaldo is an underrated Pokemon, and you all should be drafting Armaldo because it's such a good Pokemon, and I really do appreciate and enjoy using my little weird man thingy. So, into our top 6 for MVPs. Mega Aggron just barely made it on there, just for defensive utility and everything like that. I maybe would have put Armaldo on there, but Mega Aggron probably a little bit. This is a definitely somewhat underrated Mega that I think doesn't get drafted a lot. There's a lot of things that I think a lot of people don't use with Mega Aggron, and I think I used it pretty well. I wish I could have maybe used it a tiny bit a little bit more offensive. I kind of definitely built this thing to be more defensively, if anything like that. But again, that's kind of the nature of Mega Aggron. It's mostly just a defensive tank to just chip down teams, set up rocks, maybe toxics and stuff like that. So definitely something I had to take in consideration there when it came to the matchups. But overall, I loved Mega Aggron. It was a really good mon. Decidueye. Now, this was a mon that really put in a lot of work. I could have put in a lot more work in one or the 2 games we had it if I didn't let it die, which was on me. But I think from what we used it, especially for week 1, this thing was relatively good. You can argue and say our model should have been on this slot, which maybe it should have been instead of Decidueye, but it's too late now to change my mind. But Decidueye, fantastically good Pokemon. I definitely want to retry this thing. This thing was a lot of fun to use this season. And definitely looking forward to the future with hopefully using this thing, especially if I need a good grass and a ghost typing. Zygarde. Zygarde was a little bit of a letdown this season, I'm not going to lie, but was still a phenomenally good Pokemon on our draft. Didn't get the kill sweep I wanted. I was happy with the coil sets we tried running with it. I definitely think we had the right matchups for the coil sets that we brought. But also, I think just in the end, I don't know, I just didn't see ourselves getting the ball rolling. We didn't really bring Bandit a lot. We didn't really bring some other stuff, which is interesting. But I do want to keep trying Zygarde. Zygarde is a phenomenally good Dragon type. I love this thing so much. It was definitely one of my early game, much like Mons, that just puts in work and kills something type of thing. So definitely something to consider in the future. And overall, I just had a lot of fun with Zygarde. And excuse me. Hope to enjoy it. Also, sorry if I just sporadically just start talking and just not even pay attention to what I'm doing or anything like that. Just know that's part of the way I do when I talk for a very long time, which hopefully I can manage to do that with RGBL. Oh, you're going to love the story with that. Finishing in third here is Raikou. Raikou, I think, again, proved itself to be a really good piece for my team. Raikou was just absolutely awesome this season. definitely one of the electric types I definitely want to keep trying because it's so good. Speed tier and special attack, although it could be a little bit of a weirdness that they're the same space total, but again, it's just an overall great Pokemon with great coverage this season. And now getting access to Scald was just a cherry on top to make this probably one of the most broken electric types in the format, just because the switch-ins for this thing is now only grass types, and again, flying types, ice types, fire types. Perfect. And then even depending on the grass type, it actually could still lose to the, like Grass Goes loses to Raikou. Which is funny. Grass Flying's neutral to Raikou, and Raikou can beat those. Just like, Raikou was just that pick, man, and I really enjoyed it. I think just barely making it out from our MVP, but still definitely was one of the best mons on our team, and definitely I think might have finished within the top 10, just if not just barely outside of it, but for the longest time was in the top 10 for kill leaders. Victini, dude, I loved this thing, dude. This was so much fun to use this season. I had just a blast using Victini. It was such an enjoyment. I really did enjoy it. I definitely want to use Victini again in the future. I didn't really take advantage of any Choice Scarf or Choice Banded sets. I definitely think it's a different route to Victini than I think a lot of people don't try to go for. But Victini was a phenomenal mon. Definitely want to draft the thing again. Had a lot of fun with it. And for the MVP of our draft, and I want to say this again, this was the first time I ever used Scolipede. And I cannot believe how much work we did with this thing. This thing was by far the MVP. It did not miss. I'm looking back at those replays. I'm pretty sure it did not miss one single Mega Horn. Which, name anyone else that would miss a Mega Horn. I'm waiting. We don't hear anything? Okay then. But sorry, I'm not. Don't take that. Still take that seriously, okay? But Scolipede, amazing Pokemon. If this thing, I believe banned the baton passing and all that stuff. But overall, Scolipede, amazing Pokemon. I loved it so much. Offensive breaker, spikes, talk spikers. It's a really good mon. I loved it so much. It was so much fun. I definitely want to try using Scolipede more in the future, just because of how offensively disgusting this thing is offensively. So, yeah, but that's going to be the VBL run. Thank you guys so much for sticking for the whole video, which I hope you guys did. Yeah, but if you just RGBL will be the same. Well, okay, I'll say this. If RGBL ends up the way I'm thinking it's ending up right now, I may not do a draft recap for that, but if you guys really want to see that as well and see like all the replays and stuff like that, let me know in the comment section down below. But with that being said, let me know what mon you enjoyed watching throughout the season, what we did for the replays and all that, and let me know who you thought was the real MVP of this season. But overall, thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. And until next time, everybody, peace.